everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Sarah and I run a small crochet business called Craft Bear Studios. This week I'll be taking you with me to two different market days, both celebrating International Women's Day. One of them will be hosted at my university and the other one will be at Guildhall Art Gallery. I've recently got some white cubes, so first of all I'd like to experiment with my new setup and then I'll pack my bags. I've got about £1,200 of stock with me, so that should hopefully last both markets, fingers crossed. And I'll actually be bringing with me my hand-drawn phone charms, which I don't usually bring to markets because it's not crochet themed, but well, this year things might be changing. But more about that another time. For now, let's prepare for the market. This is my initial sketch of the setup. It's incredibly messy, but I understand it, so I'll show you what it means. Here's my new setup. I switched to white cubes for a brighter appearance, and I've also removed the middle section because before I used to speak to people through the bars and it felt a bit like talking at a prison. So hopefully this should make it feel a bit more open and welcoming and people can actually see me and I can see them. This was my setup on the day. Can you see what I was going for now? Unfortunately, I didn't get any footage from the actual day itself because I was too busy yapping to my store neighbours. But yes, this is my new setup with the white cubes. I quite like it. What do you think? Hi everyone, it's Thursday today in between markets. I just wanted to check in and let you know how yesterday went. I don't think it went as well as it could have, but there wasn't a lot of footfall, I think. Again, it's Q1, so I'm not really sure that I was expecting much in the first place. I suppose the more tragic thing is that my vacuum bag carrying the plushies broke, so there's a cut on it somewhere and I can't seem to find where, which means that all my plushies are not shrinking. It was a nightmare to stuff back into my bag after the market, especially since I didn't sell that many plushies and it was just taking up so much space, and coming home felt heavier than it did leaving home. But as always, the fact that I didn't sell as much at this market means that I don't have to manically prepare for the next market, which is tomorrow. So yeah, let's go on to the next one. Hi everyone, it's been a few days since the market and I just got back from my weekend getaway to Manchester. I went to the Makers Market in the Northern Quarter and I managed to get a hold of some really cute items. So I got this Animal Crossing print and stickers from Emily Pete Illustrations. I also got a Digestive and Jammy Dodger coaster, a ruler and a cute sticker from A Up Emma. And my boyfriend bought from this store. I really wish I got the business card, but I don't. My boyfriend got this set of misprinted bookmarks and he gave me one of them, and I think it's really cute because it's all done by lino print. If anyone knows the name of the artist, please comment down below. Anyway, all that to say, I really enjoyed my time in Manchester at the market, and I can't wait to visit the next one. Anyway, back to business. I'm sure you're dying to know all about how market days went last week. Unfortunately, it wasn't as successful as I hoped. But the good thing is that they were both free markets, meaning I didn't have to pay a table fee. The first one was at my university, and it was an International Women's Day market. The second market was held at Guildhall Art Gallery, which was incredible. It was so gorgeous, and it was also an International Women's Day market. In case you're wondering what day it is, it's International Women's Day. So happy International Women's Day, everybody. I've now got my iPad with me. For any of you that watched my previous video, you'll know that I was wanting to decorate my iPad, and I'm happy to tell you that I have decorated my iPad, just a tiny bit. I currently only have one sticker on it because I like the look of how neat it is. This is by, I think her name is Helena Griffin or Gaham. I can't remember the second name, but I'll tag her here so you can check out her work. And I got this sticker when I was at MCM Comic Con London last October. Anyway, all that to say is that I love my little possum. So I tracked all my sales throughout the day. The market was from 11 to 3 o'clock, but despite this, I actually had sales before 11 o'clock. While I was still setting up, I also had this girl come up to me and chat to me for quite a while. She was really nice to chat to, and I used to have like this really big fear of talking to strangers, not because there's like stranger danger, which of course there is, but my main fear was how I would come across and how I'd be perceived. So something I'm really proud about myself for is how accustomed I've become to talking to strangers, especially since I'm obviously the face of the brand. All that to say is that I had a lovely conversation. I got to the market at 10 AM to set up, but the first part of my setup is always just setting up the cubes before putting all my crochet items out. So from 10:44 to 11 AM I actually had 4 sales, which I was not expecting, and I thought it'd be the indicator of a really good day. It wasn't. But the people that bought for me were a trio of girls who are really lovely, and one of them actually came back again to buy another item, which I'm really thankful for. So from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock I had 4 sales. From 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock I had 1 sale, and from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock I had 4 sales. So in the first half of the market I made a total of 9 sales, which wasn't amazing, and I was kind of hoping that around lunch hour, so 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, that sales would pick up, but the day continued to be relentlessly slow. The good thing is I had some really good store neighbours to talk to, and because this was my 4th time returning to this market, I was quite familiar with everyone and the community, and it's always lovely to return and see familiar faces. But yeah, the first half of the market was only 9 sales and it was a little slow. From 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock I had another 4 sales, bringing us to a total of 13 sales. And in our final hour, from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, I had 1 sale. Now this wouldn't have been great except for the fact that this was my first time bringing these 3 Pikmin to the market, and I was really happy because the yellow one found a home. It always makes me really glad when big plushies go, because I only ever make 1 of each big plushie, and I feel that a lot of the times they can be quite hard to sell because it's obviously a more expensive price, but when people do buy them it really warms my heart. Now I thought that sales would end at 3 o'clock since that's when the market finished, but as always I had a straggler after the market while I was setting down. So at 3:18 I got 1 sale in the after hours section, and this sale was to a girl who was really lovely, and I ended up chatting to her and her friend for a while. I was quite endeared because they were like, "Oh, you're really sweet, we should be friends," and I was just like so taken aback because it was so direct, but I really appreciated their sweetness and their honesty. So that was a really nice note to end on. So I had a total of 15 sales this market, which is lower in comparison to the previous market, which had 21 sales. I bet you're dying to hear what the grand total is, so I will tell you that it was £138. So this wasn't amazing, it was far from it in fact, and it was definitely a decrease from the previous market, about half the amount that I made at the previous market. But on the bright side, it was a free stall, so I didn't have to pay any extortionate table fees, and I got to see some familiar faces and chat to fellow vendors as well. And I also got to meet lots of new and friendly, lovely people, which is always a plus. I think I mentioned this on Thursday, but the silver lining is that I didn't have to manically prepare for the market after. The only thing is that the next market also didn't do particularly well because, and I think I've mentioned this, it's Q1, so it being March, I don't think anyone's really buying a lot at the moment, which is strange because it feels like everybody's birthday is happening right now. So the next market I did was hosted by the Small Business Research and Enterprise Centre in partnership with I Do Handmade, and this was hosted at the historic Guildhall Art Gallery. If I'm honest, I didn't really have many high hopes for this one because I knew that it would be indoors, so the natural footfall would be quite limited. And I think it's a good thing that I didn't have high expectations because I would have been sorely disappointed otherwise. But it was still a really lovely event in a really amazing venue with a really lovely team. And there were a lot of different small business there who were really lovely to talk to. And I also had my friend helping me on the stall on the day, so it was a nice time to catch up and crochet and work on some new projects. Without further delay, this market ran from 11 to 4:30 p.m. In the first hour, from 11 to 12 o'clock, I got a total of 3 sales. This is all actually from one family. I think they were a family of like 8 people and they were all really lovely. And the great thing is that I sold some new products. I made these style pouches as a pattern test for a friend, and I've brought them with me to a few markets now, but they've never really garnered much interest. I think it's partly because you can't really tell that as a pouch, and well, you have to explain to people first that it's a pouch before they realise, and they're like, oh, that's really cool. But the price for it, which is £10, might be a bit steep for some people, especially considering that it's quite a small pouch. But for me, it took quite a long time to work on it because I had so many different layers, which is why I think I can justify the price. But I was really happy to see that the Hello Kitty style pouch won somebody's heart. I also brought these new Granny Stitch wallets with me for the market, and I was really glad that somebody took interest in the purple one. But the first hour was pretty good in that sense. In the second hour of the market, from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, I made a total of 2 sales. I think this is when people were coming in on their lunch break to take a look around, but obviously it was the sort of market where you kind of had to know that it was there before you could get in. I don't think it helped that the door to the market was closed, so the signage wasn't particularly clear because it was quite small fonted, and the door was closed, so you can't even see that there was a market inside, which is quite unfortunate because I think it would have attracted a lot of people otherwise. In the hour from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, I made a total of 0 sales. It was a very quiet hour, but I was fortunate because in this hour my teacher came to visit and we just had a lot of lovely conversations and passed the time. And at 2:26 she also purchased a purple whale, and around the same time a group of girls also came to my store to buy items, so from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock I had a total of 5 sales. The 5th sale was at almost 3 o'clock actually, and it was one of my final sales of the day, but it was the item that pushed me over £100, and I was really thankful for this because I spent so many hours there by that point and I was thinking, wow, I have really not made anything. But this lady came along and she was like, I just have to get this, and it's a strawberry turtle. And I was really glad that she got the strawberry turtle because I wasn't sure that it would find a home otherwise. From 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock I made a total of 1 sale, and the final half hour there was nothing. The truth is that at 4 o'clock people were starting to pack away and the market ended at 4:30, so I was quite reluctant to, but well, everybody was kind of leaving and there was nobody in there. It was just the vendors because, as I said, the door was closed, so nobody could tell that it was open. So we did start packing up about 4:20 just so that we would be ready to leave at about 4:30. In total I made 11 sales that day, and those 11 sales amounted to £122. So across the whole week I made 26 sales and £260. The average transaction was £10, if my maths is doing me correctly. I didn't do particularly well at these markets, but I was really thankful for the opportunity to meet all the people, and both markets didn't require an upfront cost of the table fee, which meant that I wasn't worried about just making my table fee back the whole time. I really enjoyed my time this week, and I am a little tuckered out from all the markets because at heart I'm an introvert and it does require a lot of energy for me to socialise, so when I got home on both days I literally just went straight to sleep. I won't have another market for another while. I think the next one will be the end of April, which means I have some time to work on some new projects, which I'll tell you about soon, and replenish my stock. Anyway, that's all for market days in March. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you might enjoy these videos too. It would mean a lot to me if you could subscribe and like, but if not, that's okay. I hope you have a brilliant day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!